All right, good evening, everybody. David E. Taylor, you're a piece of shit. Michelle Brandon, you're a lion sack of shit. Ashley Ware, you're complicit. Bashira, Angel, Ashley, all you guys need to get out of this fucking cult, okay? Follow our Facebook page, JMMI Cult Watch. We do have a moderator who is watching that daily. We put stuff up there all the time. Anybody that wants to share stories, please, that is a public forum. You want to get your story out publicly where you won't be shamed or made to feel guilty or anything, that's your place to go. We're a big support group here. So if you have a story you want to share, put it there. You will not be publicly shamed here. We guarantee you that. We're here to kind of, this is more of like a support group for everybody. We have had people from other cults come forward, share their stories, and I keep in contact with quite a few of them actually. So with that being said, I want to say a fucking huge ass shout out to Michelle Jones. Sent me the coolest fucking stickers ever. So thank you, Michelle Jones. These are the shit. I fucking love them. They're so dope. I've already kind of tagged them, and you saw in my video. But I went ahead and made another mug. So thank you for these. These are fucking totally dope. Totally fucking rad. And with that, let me go ahead and get in. I was reading some of your guys' comments today too. I'm going to wait to go ahead and finish up with the depositions until I get a webcam and I can give you guys a proper reaction video, okay? I'm working on that right now, so give me a few more days. I should have a webcam here within the next couple of days or so. Because the one I'm going to get is, like I said, last time I bought one, I paid $20, and when you buy electronics, you get what you pay for. I fucking love electronics. I know all about them, and I paid more on a mic than I did on a camera, basically. I paid more for the microphone, which is fine. I'm not worried about it. Lesson learned. You don't buy cheap shit when it comes to electronics. So Michelle, I posted a video of peeling off the stickers, the decals, and everybody, fucking dope, dude. Those are the red and black. They fucking contrast badass. Totally fucking rad, man. So thank you. The Donald commented, people writing notes when the clown speaks cracks me up every time. P.S. What's with the turtleneck? I don't know. He must be cold. See, the turtleneck, the Donald, like that's one of the things we were talking about is the fact that he was wearing a fucking turtleneck inside and he was sweating. Like, that's where we think there was some kind of drug use going on, dude, because it's the middle of fucking summer, first of all, okay? He's indoors. He's got a fucking turtleneck on plus a fucking jacket. That tells me his body temperature is really fluctuating. So, again, me and Irie Dread, shout out to you too. Thank you for following the channel. I fucking love your comments, man. You're totally on it. We think that is definitely some kind of ecstasy or MDMA or Molly or something like that because just of his erratic behavior. Totally fits that. It fits that persona of ecstasy. That's all. Could be wrong, absolutely. But knowing David, you never know what kind of fucking drugs he's on, man. You never know. Let's see here. The Rolls Royce. Apostle of the Residential Center, St. Louis. Between you and Cult Watch, you both seem to get from either the onesies apostles or his followers, those struggling with grammar beyond third grade levels, yet they both seem to have a common threat besides being perfect subjects for infomercials on Hooked on Phonics. They created Bible verses from the Book of Stupidity as if nobody else knows the Bible can check out verses or it studies it. This is why you always leave the front seat open to on the short bus. Always room for one more. Yeah. There's another guy on YouTube right now, but he's older. He's like claiming to be an apostle and all this other shit, saying he's seeing a dream of war, and just like David has. And what I found out from all of Akil, the solar expert, like Akil is like it's basically an oxymoron. It's basically saying Akil knows nothing. Yeah, a know-it-all who knows nothing. That was basically the name. Yeah. Let's see here. There was a comment I wanted to read, I think, from you, Apostle of the Residential Center, St. Louis. That was a really good one. Sharita Davis, the number one servants of David and Michelle are Tony. Yes, absolutely. Okay. New subscriber, Victoria Miller. Thank you. Also, Samuel Harris. Thank you. Thank you for being here, guys. I also see there's a lot of people up in Canada that are well aware of this piece of shit. So thank you guys also for following what's going on down here. Harley 62. I see you left a couple comments here. Okay, your name is Alex. Easy to remember. It's my grandson's name. No, my name's not Alex. I won't give my real name out here. That's just I have to protect my identity, so that's a name that I use. There's another message that you left here too. Should have more subs. Yeah, sack of shit for sure. Yeah, I've been following him quite a while now. Harley 62, probably me, Thice, Cult Watch. I'm sure there's been some other channel members on here too who have been following this sack of shit for quite a few years, like we have. You know, and all we want to see is for him to fucking pay for these crimes that he's committing against all these people, scamming the IRS. You know, he is a destructive leader, no doubt. He is a full-on destructive cult leader who is manipulating, scamming. He is coercing, using every known trick in the book just to fucking scam people for money. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. He is a self-glorified con artist. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, by my definition, he's a piece of shit. I mean, lay on the ground, David, and you're in your natural state. So that's... I don't get you. Okay, so I've been making notes here, calling out all the lies. So one thing, David, that I'm going to continue doing is calling out all your lies. Your G5, your Gulfstream jet, you never fucking got that. That was some infomercial, okay? That was some infomercial that you probably just pulled offline, or some promoter to say that you got this expensive, lavish jet. And if anybody saw that video, there was a phone in there and it said David on it, calling home. Like, David, you're fucking... That is way out there, dude, okay? You will never own that jet. You maybe went and looked at one, but that's the closest you'll ever get to even getting on one of those probably in your life, is just going to look at one. And the fact that you had to have Michelle come out and say all this shit that we gave it to him, but you give it back, David, that's such a fucking lie, dude. You guys did not, Michelle, you guys did not give him a jet. You don't even pay your staff. So here's okay, right here, guys, if these staff aren't paid, now we have some sort of forced labor going on. There's some sort of labor crimes going on if David isn't paying his staff, right? By my standard, he should be paying his staff some sort of living wage, but he doesn't. They're all volunteers, right? EBT fraud, you know, Michelle, you're actually not filing taxes, and your fraud report's in the mail. I saw the mailman there today and he picked it up. So guess what? Fraud report's on the way. You guys just enjoy the freedom while you can, okay? Spend all the money you can and try and fucking get everything out of your name. You know, Michelle, you're the fall guy, the fall woman, actually, I should say. David set you up. He fucking set you up hard. He set you up good. And when the shit goes down, Michelle, you're going to be the one that's getting fucked over, not David. Your name is on everything now, Michelle. All the quitclaim deeds your name is on, all that shit. Your name is on everything. You know, but once again, I recommend everybody still file a fraud report against David. It's a 3949A. You can print it up online on the irs.gov website. You have to hand fill it. I left a video with all the information, the site where you can get David's social, and send those out. I recommend everybody send one out every Monday. I'm going to send 2 out every Monday. One for David, one for Michelle. I guarantee I just sent one out. Yesterday was Tuesday. I was kind of busy, but I did send one out yesterday, okay? So the IRS will be getting that probably within the next few days. And with that, I'm going to keep filing. There's other channel followers that are also filing against him as well. So y'all can't run from the, you guys can't run from the IRS reports. So I'm saying, just enjoy the freedom while you can, because nothing good is going to come out of this on the shit end of the stick, Michelle. And you are the shit end of the stick, mind you, okay? Telling you, I promise, Michelle. I've looked into all the paperwork within both states of Michigan and Missouri, and all these agencies have to do is start connecting the dots, and they will fucking find the biggest fucking scam between 2 states that I know of already is Michigan and Missouri, because you operate out of Taylor, Michigan, and you've been living in Chesterfield, Missouri. So you go from Chesterfield to Taylor, run your scam, preach your bullshit, and then you go back to your fucking mansion after you get done begging for millions when you say you have all this money and a jet and all this other bullshit. You're a fucking liar, David. Facebook, guys, again, Facebook, we have a lot of content on there. And again, that is a public forum. So if there's anybody out there that has a story, you can definitely remain anonymous. Make up a fucking fake account. That's fine. If you want to remain anonymous, totally cool. We're here willing to listen to your story. This isn't just for David's cult. This is a cult watch group. I guess that's what you could call it. Yeah. It's not just me. There's several other fucking players in this, man. It goes beyond, and again, it goes beyond the fraud, guys. It goes way beyond the fraud. It's not just fraud, okay? There is so much. It goes down the fucking rabbit hole with this. So if you're prepared to deal with something like this, be fucking prepared. I didn't know. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to get into. I never expected it to go this way. Something is telling me to keep going. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. You guys are requesting it. You know, the energy that this group has put into this, not just me, but the energy of the group, everybody. For maybe who those are, if you're watching this for the first time or whatever, the amount of energy that's gone into this to dig up the research, find out who David is, where he's from, everything. Michelle, all the cult cronies, you know, we've had to dig up information on everybody. Gone to court cases. Me and Cult Watch have both attended the court cases in this. When they were doing Zoom meetings, we were both there, both of us. I'm not sure if Cult Watch was there for that one or not. They may not have been. Could have been, but I know they were there for one for sure. So we were there for the court cases. You know, again, it was on Zoom, so it wasn't really much energy spent, but to attend the court briefings, to go listen, get the information, put it back out, everything that went on in the court. It was quite educating, really, to see how the process was working in a very, the case David is in with Harold Lewis is a breach of contract. That's it. But the lawyers are on to David. Just keep doing stupid shit, David, okay? That's the best thing. Just keep doing dumb shit, okay? That's what I will tell you. You coming out begging and shit does not fucking look good for you. The fact that you're still calling your cult JMMI, okay, which it's not anymore, JMMI does not have a tax ID number. You go on the IRS website, it no longer exists. David hasn't filed his taxes with that organization since 2017. 4 years. So lost his non-for-profit status, jumped over to Kingdom of God Global Church. But we're on to that one too, David. That's why you never post anything under there. You always post it under Miracles in America, Apostle David E. Taylor. You will not post on your KOGGC or your JMMI. And you do have JMMI fucking channels still, but they're real small channels, guys. They're not as big as like the Miracles in America. Mind you, one of his Miracles in America channel has already been taken down because of his fucking bullshit. For what? I don't know. But one of his channels is taken down. One of the things I was speaking to a channel member earlier today. You know who you are. This came to conversation. What would happen if you take David, Joseph, and Michelle out of the equation? Where would the members be? Homeless, lost, confused, distraught, sad? You know, what do you guys think? I think it would almost be, the shock value of that for them would be, they would probably fall to the ground crying. That's just what I think. They wouldn't know what the fuck to do with themselves, or even how to get gas, pay a bill, fucking cook dinner. That's just what I think, because their mentality has been this cult, you know, and David is fucking is the all-seeing, all-knowing eye on everything. So I'm under the impression that they would fucking probably just lose their minds. Almost like if you took Kim Jong out of the equation, like what that whole country would do. They'd probably just put their fucking hands up and be like, we don't know what to do. That's how I would see it. They would probably just throw their hands up and be like, we don't know what to do anymore. You know? I'm just thinking even take David out of the equation. You know, what if you just took David out? Would Joseph and Michelle be like, holy fuck, we don't know what to do? Or would Joseph and Michelle be kind of take the place of David, you know, and keep running the scam? But they can't, because David's the prophet and the apostle, the all-seeing eye. Could Michelle run the scam? Yeah, she's been running the scam. She's been holding the lie. She's holding all the keys. She knows everything about it. Homeless, you know, some of the people have families, you know, and I'm pretty sure the families would just fucking love to see you guys come home. No doubt. I've spoken to some of your family members. And you know what they tell me? That they just want you guys to get the fuck out of that cult, because they know what David is. They know he is destructive. They know he tears apart family. He tears apart family. I've I've talked to people, guys. I've spoke to people, mostly women for the most part, and the stories they told me are fucking disgusting. Really, not disgusting in a sense that like makes you want to throw up, but it's just utter disgust, really, of what goes on inside this so-called God's ministry. You know, David, that you say God has a fucking JMMI fucking book up in heaven and shit like that. David, you are totally fucking delusional. You are living in a secular world and you need psychological fucking help. David will ultimately believe his lie until the end, which is kind of a fucking weird thing. The fact that David will go on believing his own lie for the rest of his life. It's like the lie that you've created, David, for yourself is fucking I don't know, man. I like if you were to psychologically break and realize that you're not a prophet and apostle, like I don't know what the fuck. Like I would like to be there to see that happen. You know, to see that mental crack when you fucking break down and realize that you're not actually a prophet and an apostle and you fucking heal all these miracles and shit, David, because you are not. Guarantee it. Another thing, how many stories are there already of people who have been destroyed from than what we've heard? I've only heard maybe a handful, maybe. 3, 4, 5, maybe. Maybe a handful, guys. That's about it. But out of those handful, exponentially how many other fucking lives have been destroyed? You know, just by the ripple effect of this sack of shit. Not just the few I've talked to or the few that other people have talked to or whatever the case is. But think of that. Think of how many people that we don't know about that have been fucked over by this sack of shit. Let that sink in for a minute. And then one thing we got to do here, guys, is we have to get these members to start thinking for themselves again. This is the point of what we're doing. We have to get these people to snap out of it and start thinking for themselves and read the Bible for themselves. And you guys know I'm not religious and I don't preach the Bible here, but the Bible is, it's the Bible, man. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Set of morals, you know, call it what you want. You know, I believe it's a set of morals, you know, it is basic instructions before leaving Earth. A set of morals, love each other, love your neighbor, you know, pretty simple fucking rules, man. It's a lot of, you know, a lot of morality in the Bible, the way I see it. And for David to twist and turn it to fucking fit his delusional secular world that he's created for himself, you know, I just don't think that's right. And I'm again, you know, we know it's not right, guys. I don't think it's just not right. So he's ultimately created this set of cult robots is what he's done. That's why we got to, you know, they're never going to listen to us. You know, maybe they are. Maybe they're starting to slowly realize that this isn't going to end well. I would like to think that. You know, and maybe if we start putting our energy towards that, guys, to hope to, again, I'm not religious, I don't pray or anything like that, but give people good energy, send good vibes their way, shit like that, you know. Because these people can't think for themselves. They can't. Or else they wouldn't be where they're at. They wouldn't be where they're at. And then imagine what happens behind the scenes with no cameras. You know, about the damage that this group did to him the last 7 days. You know, the shit we saw on camera was pretty far up. But imagine, you know, what happens behind the cameras. That's why if there's people that are being abused in this cult, we need you guys to come forward and tell us. And I will put you in touch with somebody who's ready to hear your stories. I promise you. Guarantee I will do that for you. But I will screen you first before I send you out to this person. Because of what... David is dangerous. Okay? I have to be careful. All the people involved with this piece of shit have to be careful because there have been cases of stalking. You know, harassment, phone calls, Facebook messages. David says you're going to get cancer and die. You know, he says all this just really fucked up shit, you know, to really scare people, to pump fear into people. But we all know here that David isn't going to do a fucking thing to anybody. The last thing he's going to do is create more issues for himself when he's already fucking viral on the internet. David, you are viral. Okay, I guarantee you that. You are viral right now. That's right, I said it. You're viral. And you're like a fucking virus that's leeching off the system, actually. That needs to kind of be fucking eradicated. Not even eradicated. I don't want to say it like that. You just need to be fucking... We need to find a fucking vaccine for your ass. That's what we need. David, it was... You need to stop running your fucking scam. Because you are leeching off the system. That's what you're doing. David creating fake social media accounts. The way his subscriber count is jumping on YouTube, he's having his people create fake accounts every day. No doubt. Numerous fake accounts. You know, at the rate his subscriber count is jumping, exponentially, really, is what I've noticed. There's no fucking way, David, you get that many subscribers in a day. You know? It says he has 2,100 subscribers right now, like 2,100 and something. Like 1, you know, I don't know how many. And what he's doing is he's just starting to flood YouTube with all his fucking, his reruns. So we're going to, once I get all set up, I'll go back and start, again, filling in old information with what we have now. And kind of filling in the gaps from David's fucking shit shows that he's had the last fucking 10 years, you know? Okay, that's good. So yeah, David's creating fake social media accounts, no doubt. For sure on that one. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, guys, which is really fucking cool. David, you have created a huge family from all this bullshit that you've done on the internet. It really is. This is a fucking family now. A lot of people call this a family. And it really is because, David, we're all serving the common fucking cause here, man. Everybody knows who you are here. We're all fucking laughing at you. Everybody, people from around the world, David, are fucking rooting for us right now to bring you down. And you know what? That gives me a fucking butterfly in my stomach to know that I've spoken to people from Australia, England, Germany, all over the fucking place, David. We have our moderator in Holland. Your shit's viral, David. You cannot run from social media. You cannot hide from this. You can hide in your mansion. Absolutely. You can hide out in your mansion and shit and be safe and not have to worry about being seen by the world and shit, David. That's cool and all. That's kind of what we want you to do. But we also want you in jail for what you've done. Because you are. You have created one of the biggest fucking... Besides Kenneth Copeland. That sack of shit is on my list next. And a lot of people have said, fuck yeah, go after Copeland. And if that's what you guys want, then, you know, I will fucking give hand and leg to fucking go after that sack of shit. I will. I'll dig up his whole fucking life. I for the most part, I know how he's fucking running his scam. He's taken his non-for-profit church, right? And he's turning it into a for-profit. So what he does is he buys up like land and shit in Texas, right? Cattle, gas, property with gas. Illegal as fuck. Way illegal. And that's where the IRS has never fucking audited fucking Kenneth Copeland. You know, because he says, oh, no, you can't see my books. Bullshit, motherfucker. You were taking your non-for-profit, your 501c3, and fucking buying money. You were buying a fucking for-profit business with it, you sack of shit. I know exactly what he was up to. That's how Kenneth Copeland got so fucking rich, is by doing that, is by doing... he was kicking back pretty much on his non-for-profit. So... And there's one other thing I wanted to talk about with this, the good in this group. Again, I have my beliefs on spirituality, shit like that. I guess you could say I'm more on the spiritual side, not so much religious. But I was watching this really good documentary. It was a while ago. And it was about Woodstock, ultimately. That's what it's about. It's fucking badass. It has interviews from people who were there, and it was really good. But there was one part that really, really stuck out in my mind about, and I'm relating it to this for this reason, because of the good, basically. Because Woodstock was a time of love, peace, happiness, everything. You know, there was no violence. It was kind of... There's no violence there. It was a universal timestamp of good, basically. That's how I'm relating this, and that's exactly what's going on here, David. Is this group is universally causing a fucking huge timestamp of good in the universe. That's all, dude. It's gonna have a fucking universal ripple effect, David. Something you'll never fucking understand for being a prophet, for supposedly a prophet, or supposedly a prophet. You're not. So with that, David, this group, huge fucking universal timestamp of good that you'll fucking what we've done will fucking destroy you, David. It's going to destroy you. Again, there's people here that are sending out fraud reports against you, David. There's somebody from fucking Canada, David, that said, hey, can I do that too? Unfortunately, I don't think you can. You got to pay taxes in America to do that, you know? Would that be awesome? Fuck yeah. So, David, see, people are here watching us. People are watching us, and they're watching you, and they're watching us fucking destroy you. You can't run from this, David. You can't run from the courts. You can't run from justice, David. You think you're all high and mighty with your apostleness and prophetness. You can't run from the court of law, David. You think you're going to get in there and fucking blow one over on the judge? I dare you to even try, David. Just even try. You guys, that's kind of going to be it for now, you know. I just kind of wanted to address a few things. Like I said, I'll get back on some more reaction videos once I get a proper camera situation set up. I already got a mic. I just got to get a camera. I've already got the picture-in-picture kind of figured out. I just got to get everything synced. So hopefully in a few days, guys, I'll be set up properly to where, you know, I'm going to give you guys what you want. So this is, again, I didn't expect it to go this far, and you guys have been making a lot of suggestions, and I'm all about it, guys. I'm all about that life. I'll take it as far as I need to go, as it needs to go, really. And one more thing before I jump off here. I want to say thank you guys for all the donation requests and things like that. I don't want any money in this, guys. I can't. I won't. Money's not a thing to me. Never has been and never will be. Money's material to me. I'm not going to die. When I die, I'm not taking my money with me. The flare shit is cool. I do like flare. That's cool. But don't send me money, okay? If you guys want to do donations or some shit, send me flare. I'm totally fucking cool with that, man. I really am. Stickers, shit like that, or I don't care. But no money, guys, okay? That would make me just like David, I think. And I make my own money. I make enough of it to where I don't feel I need donations from you guys to do what I do. This is a sheer motivational thing for me. This is a moral issue, an ethical issue. You know, for some people, it's a personal issue because one in particular, you know who you are, you know where you are. Watch this family get destroyed. 2 family members get destroyed by fucking prosperity miners, Jesse Duplantis and fucking sack of shit Kenneth fucking Copeland. Gave their last fucking dime to these people. Terminally ill, mind you. Gave their last fucking dime to these fucking prosperity preachers that didn't do a fucking thing for them in return. So, with that, guys, you know, just I appreciate it. I really do. It says tons about who you guys are. You know, it really does, and I thank you for that. But no donations, guys. Okay, please. Again, thank you for the request. And how can we help? Share my channel, make people aware, and teach people to read the Bible at home. You know, the Bible is at home in your house. You know, church is what you make it. Church is what you make it. David is definitely not a fucking church, so don't go to his fucking cult, fucking sermon churches. Okay, nothing good will come out of this for anybody that ends up in this situation where these people are at right now. David is actively destroying lives. He will continue to destroy lives until, you know, somebody kicks down his fucking door and just shacks him up in a pair of fucking handcuffs and just starts reading him his fucking rights. God ain't gonna bail you out of that one, David. I'll be speaking with Bill Cosby ASMR later. I'm kind of stoked about that. So I'll be talking to you later on. I'm really looking forward to speaking to you, actually. I think we can learn a lot from each other. Nomad Steve, I really hope that you get a lot of backing from your subscribers on this. Good luck. And this was with regards to sending out the IRS forms. Again, anybody who's a tax-paying citizen can file a fraud report on any 501c3. Anybody, if anybody you think is committing fraud, you have the right to file a tax fraud report. And it's called a tax information referral. Basically, it's basically you're giving the IRS all the information that you know about the scam or the fraud that's going on, and it's called a 3949A. Julia Thompson, the egotistical narcissist is the biggest fruitcake I've ever heard. I laugh so hard when I watch his crap-laden bull. Thanks for the laughs. He needs to be in a straitjacket now. Yeah, he's being a fucking jail cell. My goal is to see David in jail. The day David is in jail, I don't know what the fuck I'll do. Move on to the next. That's the only thing I could do at this point is, go on to the next. And people are saying go for Kenneth Copeland. That would take a lot of backing from the government to stop that sack of shit. The government would be the one to have to go in there and audit his books and shit like that, I couldn't be doing. Kenneth Copeland is a big undertaking. Could it be done? Fuck yeah! You start filing fraud reports against him. I guess that would be the next route to go with Kenneth Copeland. File fraud reports. The fact that he has turned his non-for-profit into a for-profit business, buying jets and shit like that. I understand he was a pilot back in the day, from what I understand, but the fact that you got a fucking private airstrip at your fucking mansion in Texas, Kenneth, you're a fucking piece of shit too, just like everybody else. So it's fucking running these prosperity ministries, man. Okay, guys, that's going to kind of be it for the day. Tony Montoya, yeah, your comment. I wanted to get that one. I don't think those fake fools even know about the clean hands doctrine. Basically, what the clean hands doctrine is, guys, is it basically means you have to have clean hands coming in order to fucking have clean hand coming out. Like if anybody joined this cult or this so-called ministry, but it's a cult, knowing what was going on, your hands are fucking dirty right from the get-go. That's called the clean hands doctrine. Let me just read it verbatim real quick, actually. That way, everybody. It's an actual... The clean hands doctrine is based on the maxim of equity that states that one who comes into equity must come with clean hands. So, yeah. David, the doctrine requires that the court to deny equitable relief to a party who has violated good faith respect to the subject of the claim. So, yeah, David, you need to have clean hands coming into this, and nobody in this has clean hands. Rick Fraser doesn't have clean hands coming into it. Debbie Fraser, Michelle, all these people that are surrounded with this don't have clean hands. So yeah, clean hands doctrine, very important in this. Nobody in this has clean hands. It's a fucking dirty money. It's a river of fucking dirty money. You're probably talking hundreds of millions now at this point that hasn't been paid over to the government. Easily. Hundreds of millions. No doubt. Hundreds of millions that have been off the books, off the records. So, but you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them below. I look forward to all your guys' comments, and I try to really interact with you guys as much as possible. This is my only social media. This is where I interact with people in the world. I'm permanently banned from Facebook. Even if I wasn't banned, I probably wouldn't be on it because Facebook is a fucking joke. I mean, Facebook, Google, YouTube, they're all one fucking evil of the world, And the fact, again, another thing, I'm ranting now because I'm thinking of shit as I'm talking, is YouTube is actually allowing David to fucking operate his scam. But here we are, trying to expose the scam. I've had channels copyrighted by exposing him, and it's almost like I have to. This is why I won't monetize my channel. Because if I monetize, YouTube will tell me what I can and can't say on my videos. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a public forum. I should be able to say what I want within reason. Again, freedom of speech, it's very broad-based. Like, I can't incite violence, shit like that. That's not my goal here, is to do any of that shit. I don't want my freedom of speech taken away. I know what I can say within limits, and I know there's been times where I've slipped up, and I'm really trying to watch myself on that, guys. I really am. But as far as me saying fuck, shit, damn it, whatever, I'm really trying not to say derogatory terms that refer to certain body parts of the male, female gender. Okay, so I'm really gonna I need to really keep it low on that, ethically, morally. Fuck, shit, damn, god damn it, whatever. I'm gonna still use those words because that's perfectly normal as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, back to YouTube not monetizing is they will ultimately tell me what I can and can't say on my channel. So I will not monetize for that reason. I'm not going to allow them to come in. I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want with my channel in the end. They can take it down, remove it, whatever, but I'm not going to allow them to come in here and tell me how I can and can't say on my channel, man, because this is where they're allowing David to run this fucking full-blown scam. So you guys see where it's the line, there's a big fucking gray area right in the middle of this shit, man. It's like YouTube is like, do as we say, not as we do. Like they're gonna, in the end, YouTube, the CEO of YouTube is gonna make her $60 million a year. She don't give a fuck. She probably doesn't even watch most of these videos that we're doing. I'm sure she probably gets reports about shit that's on the platform. But as far as her, doing anything about what David's doing, no. She don't give a fuck. It's money for her. So, that's going to be it, guys. Again, if you want David's social security number to file the tax report, it's apostledavidtaylor.com. You're going to go to the documents page and then scroll down to legal documents and then go down to page 12 and you will find his social on his tax return, on one of them. So it is there. I recommend everybody go ahead and do that, file the fraud report against Michelle and David, and go ahead and start sending those out once a week. I'm going to start sending them mine. I sent mine yesterday, but I'm going to try and start sending them every Monday. That way they're getting them by the end of the week for the next, 5 or 6 weeks. Also, Wiccan Goddess is doing her part in sending out tax fraud reports. There's other people that are going to start sending them. This is how we stop this sack of shit, guys. We got to start sending out the fraud reports. So I'll keep doing that. I'm going to keep doing the videos, keeping you guys updated on David. I was going to try and change my channel to the Apostle David E. Taylor News channel, but YouTube wouldn't fucking let me for some reason. So I'm going to see if I can't do that, because I feel like it's almost turning into a fucking news channel about David. But everybody kind of likes a full frontal. I think it's befitting because it's exposing David, right? And if he's running the scam right in our face, I'm going to expose him right in his fucking face, putting him out, letting him see my face, knowing that there's somebody here that is fighting the battle against him. Not just me, but there's a lot of other people, David. There's a lot of silent partners in this that you don't know about that are fighting the battle with us. So you guys stay down and dirty, David. Stay a sack of shit, lay on the ground, be in your natural state, and enjoy your freedoms while you guys can, man. Spend all the money you can. Michelle, I would, now that everything is in your name, fucking take everything. Take everything. Kick David out on the fucking street. He wouldn't have a fucking penny to his name. I'm sure all the cars aren't even in his name. Pretty sure half the cars are leased. Some of them aren't insured. I know that because I found that out from an ex-member that some of the cars aren't even insured. To insure that many cars, David, that's a fucking lot of money a month, man. You got 19, 20 cars. Like, you have to carry insurance on all of those cars. Not to mention the payments you're making on some of them, I'm sure. But, all right, you guys. Again, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them below. If there's things you want me to dig into, let me know. I'm happy to dig into them. If I spoke to somebody, MB, I haven't heard from you yet. I would really like to hear from you about your friend that you were telling me about. Go ahead and get with me, man. I'm very interested to hear, and maybe we can talk some things out to see what route to go and maybe helping your friend. So let me know, man. I'm here.